What brings you back to the BC Bowl, Joel? They
the
love
money.
you here.
It's the money. They pay me so much. It's too much, but I'm happy to take it. Well, I'm a big fan of lemurs and llamas. They have an ostrich in there that I'm a big fan of. They've got some cockroaches from Africa that are terrifying. Okay, so I have a 17 and a 14-year-old lamps. They're antiques. And no, they're not really antiques because that's not antique age. No, I have a 17-year-old and a 14-year-old boys. Now they're young men, but they grew up coming here. And they fought a crocodile one year. That was pretty violent and not safe. But we just loved the zoo. So when the gala, I forget how I got first invited.
They wrote you the $1 million check. That.
Oh, that was the first fee,
right?
And then it went up from there.
Yeah.
But so I was thrilled too, and we kept, we still come to the zoo. We bring friends, and I think it's really important to have a great zoo in a great city, and so anything I can do to support it is great. Obviously, this is very special because it's a tribute to Betty White, and we have a white carpet.
A white carpet. They renamed the Conservation Hero Award the Betty White Conservation Hero Award.
It was named after me before that, so I am upset.
Tonight, we're honoring Betty, and I know you knew her. You had a relationship with her. I'm jealous. I'm jealous.
Yes.
I know she's impacted everyone so profoundly. How has she impacted you?
I would say she taught me what it meant to be to amplify humanity. Someone of her celebrity stature never got in the way of her decency, her humor, her wit. And you could see that every time she came here and connected with the animals. Our animal care staff would say she had this very special ability to connect with animals, sometimes in ways that even they were not able to. And to just watch that and to witness that, this sort of spiritual connection that she had with animals. It was just beautiful to be in that presence. There'll never be anybody else like her, and we will continue to pay homage to her for the rest of our existence.
Betty and I, this was always we did this every year. It's really sad. I'm so sad to be here without her. We worked on several different animal things together. That's how we got to be friends. It was like, if it's an animal thing, there's me and there's Betty. And we were both ambassadors for the zoo. And this was just, this was our date. This was our date night every night. So it's really hard to do it without her. We had so many interests in common, especially in animal welfare, but she's just a remarkable mentor as far as being a philanthropist. And a remarkable mentor for just being not insane in this town.
Tell me about Betty. I know you had a relationship or you had a connection with her.
I dated her in the 70s, yes. Right before 11. I worked with her on Community.
Yes.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for remembering. Our last episode was 7 years ago, 2 days ago. People kept reminding me. She's like one of the best people, but people, I think they tend to forget, but she could have been a terrible person, but still been a incredible, dead-on comedian in everything she does. Or she did, but she happened to be the nicest person on the planet. And
she knew it was important to her, and she knew exactly how to express that with such grace and just her availability to the animals and to any kind of charity that was close to her heart. She just showed up. She always showed up.
I think she was fearless in her advocacy. And that's something that we all have to find our voices. And she worked so many years, so many decades to find her voice, and then was just fearless about it. And I'm so inspired by that, because I think we're all working on finding our voices and really speaking up for what we're passionate about. And she did that so well, and I miss her dearly.
How do you go about making sure that she's honored tonight in the right way?
Well, she was just such a powerful person in regards to conservation and what she believed in. So, for us, honoring her legacy is really continuing that passion that she had around conservation, what we do at the zoo, in really making it special for honoring her memory, because she was just such a tremendous asset to our cause, as well as just a true, genuine person, just a great person.
And tonight we have the white carpet. The Conservation Hero Award is renamed the Betty White Conservation Hero Award. She's here with us.
She
isn't
is. She is in every space of the zoo, and we will never forget an opportunity to recognize that.
So this is your 5th Beastly Ball?
My
Is that right?
fifth Beastly Ball.
I've heard this is the must-see, must-attend event in LA. What makes it so special?
Well, aside from obviously the conservation that the LA Zoo does, this event in itself is so beautiful. You know, we're here in the beautiful Los Angeles weather amongst all of our animal friends, and it's just a great community. It's a great community of people who are activists and conservationists, and everyone who's shown up tonight, I think, is very passionate about advancing advocacy for animal welfare.
Yeah, so this is,
Yeah.
as I shared with you, my first time at the Beastly Ball, but I've
Yeah.
heard it's just best event in LA, always so fun, such a great time. What do you do to try to make it better each year? I mean, that's almost a lot of pressure in and of itself, right?
It is. Well, it's actually my first time coming in
Okay.
person too, so I'm
Okay.
super excited for it. But yeah, I mean, I heard, I think in comparison, everyone else has been kind of involved in multiple ones over the years. I think it's just about making it, bigger each year, having new entertainment, different restaurants. We've managed to bring in so many great restaurants, and then also the silent auction. I think it's just grown a lot each year, and then I think that's got noticeably better year on year. But I think this year especially, everyone's just so excited to be back in person after missing the last 4 months with COVID. So
Raring
it's-
to go.
Yeah, everyone's just so excited to be here.
And any particular, what do you love about the event every year? I've heard it's the must-attend event in LA. Is that true?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
I don't even know where to start. The entertainment is all fabulous. There's been what are those? The super tall stilt walkers.
Yes.
There's giraffe stilt walkers, and it's so incredible. And we're at the zoo. We
I
get
know,
to see
what
all
more
the
do you
fun
want?
animals.
It's beautiful out, right? It's a gorgeous night in LA.
I've only worked at the zoo for about 3 years. I've never done an in-person Beastly Ball. And so now I'm so excited to have this be my very first one. And the fundraising has been extraordinary. We've done really well. People have been super generous. We're really grateful. And we want to thank everyone for the fun that we're having tonight.
Yeah, I feel your passion.
Yes.
What are you most excited for tonight before we go?
Well, I'm going to go see my boyfriend, Billy, the
Who's
elephant.
Billy? It's my first time at the zoo. I don't know
Your
Billy.
First time at the zoo. What's
I
happening?
know.
must take you around with
Yes.
me. Yes,
I'm glad that you are
Michigan,
back.
and I can't wait to see the giraffes and the chimps.
amazing.
But most importantly, there's going to be some great food.
I've heard about the
There's gonna
food.
be
I see
some-
the cocktails going.
it's-
I'm waiting until my red carpet duties are over.
It's
to grab
going to
a
be
cocktail.
crazy. The food's going to be astonishing. Lots of local restaurants, and we have our also Taste of the Wild, our in-house catering,
Wow,
which is
so
doing
fun.
some astonishing stuff. So can't wait.
Thank you for your passion,
My
for all
pleasure.
you do, and for helping share your passion. It's
Of course.
amazing.
Well, one of the really important things that I hope comes out of this evening is sort of putting the word out about what zoos like the Los Angeles Zoo and AZA zoos do to promote conservation, biodiversity preservation, and animal welfare. And the important emphasis also on educating children who are the future leaders and who will be very important in preserving our planet and the biodiversity it supports.
Oh, I'm so excited. It's such an honor to be part of this event and also to have our work honored by the zoo and the people who are here coming together again around this idea of connections between animals and humans and this planet that we share in the past and moving into the future.
And in the world, LA, no less. Why the zoo? Why is that personal to you? We'll start with you.
Well, for me, it's very directly connected to my profession. So I'm a cardiologist, and for years I was a cardiologist at UCLA. And about 15 years ago, the zoo asked if I would come and assist the excellent veterinary staff here with the care of some of their gorillas and chimpanzees and other animal patients. And that experience really was a window into this deep connection between the health of human beings and the human patients I was taking care of at UCLA and the 165 million other animal species with whom we share the earth. So the zoo was really a central part of what turned into a professional transformation for me.
I love that.
Well, I think every zoo is different. this particular zoo, I'm really inspired by the conservation efforts that they work on here in California, from the Condor Project to animal welfare, endangered species, and really extending their work around the globe, you know, to anti-poaching in Africa, to, you know, all of the work that they're doing. And I think it's really inspiring to be here, and I'm sure Betty White would be so happy that we're all here together tonight.
I love the zoo. I love Plaza. I love animals, and I especially love our conservation efforts, which is something that people don't know that much about. And we're really doing great work with the conservation and the protection of animals.
Favorite. This is my first time, like I said, at the zoo. So what do I need to go see first off? What's
Oh,
your
well, the
favorite thing?
giraffes are pretty
Yeah.
amazing. What do you mean, yeah? Well, they're not? Wow. Do you see that? She just went,
Fun. Everybody can make an impact. What would you want to encourage people to do, knowing that?
We're all invested in the earth, and we're all invested in knowing that every living creature has a place in our world and our environment.
What can you say to people that they want to know how can they help?
Donate.
Yes. And to
If
that
you
point,
find-
everything adds up. It doesn't need to be
If
this
you find
ginormous
coins
donation,
in
right?
your couch, if you find coins in the cushion of your couch, send them to the zoo. It all adds up, and it adds up quickly.
So when people make a donation to GLAZA, they are making a gift to the zoo to support its wildlife conservation mission. And when you see a California condor flying overhead somewhere in the state, that is because of GLAZA's work and the zoo's work. There would be no condors in this world today without GLAZA and without our zoo. Well, you will hear a little bit more this evening about my shirt.
I love it. It's fabulous. Is there
so-
a story?
Would you please explain that to Joel McHale? Joel,
Giving you a hard time?
I wore this for the first virtual Beasley Ball, and he said, "Tom, burn the shirt." That's what he said. And so then I had to wear it the second year, and there was a lot more that he said about the shirt. And so now that we're in person, I had to wear the shirt again. And yes, indeed, there'll be more about the shirt tonight.
I love
so
that.
Joel's an old friend. I did theater with him many years ago.
oh, is it? Are we getting that? No, Tom shirt. You'll see. You'll see what Tom is wearing. You know Tom Jacobson?
Oh, yes. He told me you're
Yeah.
making fun of people's clothes.
Well, not yours.
Okay, well, no, of course not.
Uh,
What's there to say about this? You
it's
know?
not
One man.
kind of a, an animal pattern. It's a
Fabulous.
little bit, rough taste. But, no, his shirt is awful, and it will be pointed
it's
out.
a
And I
little
think it
loud,
hurts the zoo.
But
I think it hurts the zoo.
Shows his effort. He's putting in effort.
Yeah, there's a lot of subtle animals here. It's not all just big peacocks and strutting around
Well,
like Tom.
to the people in the community, but celebrities, Joel McHale, how important is that? Them using their voice to really help spread the message of what the zoo is doing.
You know, it's so important because we want to be able to get our message and people to understand our value broadly, diversely, as widely as we can. And we need as many champions and advocates and supporters that we can in order to continue to do the important work. We talk about conservation. We don't want that to be something that people don't see themselves as being a part of. We want everyone in this community to understand that they all have a role to play. And by just coming to the Los Angeles Zoo, they're doing their part. But we can show you so much more that you can do to help us achieve our mission.
And thank you. I'm excited to go inside.
Thank you. It's going to be really fun.
Yes.